A notion, an idea, a concept, a campaign, a career starts right here at the National Student Advertising Competition, sponsored by the American Advertising Federation. Each year, teams of undergraduate students representing every region of the country create and plan a targeted communications campaign for a national client. It's pressure, it's performance, it's passion, and it's the real-world experience employers value most. The 2006 competition was sponsored by PostVault Systems Incorporated. This innovative company challenged student teams to develop a memorable communications and marketing campaign for their secured mailbox that protects mail and helps prevent identity theft. PostVault needed a smartly researched and tightly integrated campaign that would position its mailbox as the ultimate in postal security. Over 100 teams of students, all members of AAF college chapters, tested their ideas and skills against other school chapters in the 15 district competitions. The top 17 teams advanced to the national finals in San Francisco, California. That final competition was even more intense. Each team presented with poise and professionalism. The students pitched their campaign concepts to a team of judges composed of high-level executives from PostVault and leaders of top advertising agencies. The judges were wowed by the students' ability to create targeted, groundbreaking marketing and communications campaigns, especially for a new product in an unbranded category. And now, the winning team of the 2006 National Student Advertising Competition, the University of Virginia.
My mailbox never entered my mind.
My mailbox? Why should I change my mailbox?
My mailbox is not a big priority to me.
Upgrading my mailbox? I never thought about that.
No, I never really paid attention to my mailbox.
And who thinks about their mailbox?
Did you ever think about your mailbox? The PostVault story begins with a mailbox that sold itself short. Sold itself short by primarily focusing itself on identity theft. In fact, this mailbox had greater potential, unrealized potential, to transform the PostVault brand from virtual anonymity to national recognition in the minds of American consumers. With smart design, superior functionality, and pleasing aesthetics, the PostVault mailbox is so much more than just a lockable mailbox. It's a comprehensive mail solution that will soon render traditional mailboxes obsolete. Our campaign marks a new chapter in the story of the PostVault mailbox, one in which the potential of the product will be fully realized. We have expertly crafted a marketing plan to showcase all the product strengths, from storage capacity to security and everything in between.
Good morning. We are Virginia Advertising. My name is Erin Fromhurst, and I'm here with Jenny Averbook, Zoe Chen, Kathy Sposato, and last but certainly not least, Karen Land. Now, faced with the challenge of branding an unknown product in an unfamiliar category, we set out to achieve 4 campaign objectives.
Demonstrate the need for a secure mailbox to consumers.
Establish PostVault as the industry leader for secure mailboxes.
Drive both consumers and businesses to the PostVault website.
And convince home developers and retailers to incorporate PostVault into their businesses.
We are thrilled to be here this morning to show you how we have achieved these 4 objectives. And even though we have our book that helps us to unfold the PostVault story, we want to bring it to life, right here, right now. But first, let's take you back to the beginning.
The first chapter, research. To ensure that our story is not a work of fiction, but an account based on solid, truthful findings, we conducted extensive primary and secondary research. We wanted to get inside the minds of our target market. So, we conducted 19 focus groups, 128 interviews, and 957 surveys, resulting in a total of 1,203 respondents during the course of our research. Our efforts yielded 3 key insights about our target market. The first, participants demonstrated aversion to fear-based advertising, especially when related to identity theft. They labeled this type of approach as exaggerated and manipulative. Instead, they prefer truthful and realistic advertising that respects their intelligence by avoiding grandiose or overblown claims.
Our second major research finding was that these same consumers demonstrated skepticism towards a threat of identity theft. Now, whether this be because of their credit card safeguards or their private neighborhoods, they just don't think they'll be victims. So we made the strategic decision not to pursue a campaign solely based on identity theft because of these first two research findings. And our more recent research has highlighted declining rates of identity theft and stressed the importance of non-security attributes when purchasing a mailbox. But now for the kicker.
Research finding number 3, the one that sparked our creative concept and dramatically altered the direction of our campaign. Time and time again, consumers admitted that they do not think about their mailbox. They just don't. They think about almost every other aspect of their home except their mailbox. And this is what leads us to the next chapter of our story.
So now it's time for Chapter 2, the identification of our conceptual target market, a group of 3.8 million consumers who we have come to call sophisticated home enthusiasts. Sophisticated home enthusiasts are homeowners, aged 35 to 65, with household incomes of $150,000 or more, and they reside in our 10 target cities. Sophisticated home enthusiasts have upscale taste, and they're very interested in home improvement products that will add value to their home. Enthusiasts already have home security systems. You'll find that they already have paper shredders and multiple types of insurance. Yet somehow, these savvy, intelligent consumers have overlooked one important part of their home, the missing piece, in fact, that's, well, right at the edge of their front yard, their mailbox.
And this is what leads us to the next chapter, the development of the creative strategy, which actually consists of 4 primary objectives. 1, motivate consumers to think about their mailbox in the first place. Then demonstrate the added benefits of a postal vault over a traditional mailbox. Appeal to the sophistication and intellect of our target market. And finally, empower enthusiasts to take charge of yet another aspect of their homes. Now, using this 4-tiered strategy to launch Postal Vault into the position of premier category leader, we present to you the heart of our story, the Think campaign. This campaign, it's adaptable, dynamic, and insightful. See, it addresses the issue of identity theft without overlooking the other benefits that Postal Vault indeed does provide. Now, the Think campaign's print ads are divided into 3 strategic phases, each lasting 3 months long. Now, this campaign lends itself to numerous creative executions, and today, we will present to you select examples from each phase. This phased approach, it does address the multifaceted nature of the product, but more importantly, it helps to build consumers' trust so that each subsequent message is more openly received than the last.
The first phase of the Think campaign will use emotional appeal and imagery to create preliminary awareness of the brand.
The second phase takes on a more informative edge, focusing on every product attribute that matters to consumers.
And finally, the third phase hones in on the security and protection that Postal Vault provides and then links it to mail theft.
So let's begin with the first phase of the Think campaign. This opening phase is crucial to personalizing the brand and to establishing an elegant tone to our campaign. Ads will win consumers' hearts through their homes because our target market of enthusiasts are very much emotionally connected to the fine products that they surround themselves with. Let's take a look at a television execution that reflects just that.
You thought about natural light. You thought about thread count. You thought about wood finish. And you thought about acoustics. But you haven't thought about your mailbox. A mailbox can do more than you think. The Postal Vault Elite Series protects your mail from mail theft, holds up to 3 weeks of mail, and offers customizable panels to match your home. Postal Vault. Now you've thought of everything. Visit www.postalvault.com for vendors near you.
Our television executions also translate into print media. So let's take a look at an example of the anatomy of an ad, taken from phase 1. Now keep in mind that all campaign ads feature the following elements.
A large, striking image of an elegant home that will resonate with our target market.
Concise, well-positioned positioned words, that will engage the reader.
Highlighted text that reads, "You haven't thought about your mailbox," draws the consumer's eye to this critical message.
A window view shows the disconnect between the well-thought-out home inside and the overlooked mailbox outside.
A single line of text in the middle of the ad connects the image above with the copy below and appeals to consumers' pride in their homes.
On the bottom left, there's a large picture of the product with its new name, the Elite Series. This name appeals to the target market sophistication and was preferred in testing.
Bottom copy describes all product attributes and includes an offer of installation by Mr. Handyman, a service company that we recommend PostVault establish a partnership with.
The new tagline, "Now you've thought of everything," praises enthusiasts for completing their well-thought-out home. And finally, all ads feature a new logo, which better suits the brand, with clean, simple lines and a rectangular shape that mimics the product itself.
So now let's take a closer look at a Phase 1 print ad.
You thought about your drapery. You thought about your comforter. You thought about your wood finish. You haven't thought about your mailbox. When it comes to your home, you know best. Now, it's time to think about the best mailbox. PostVault Elite Series. Security. Prevents identity theft via mail with a tri-bolt locking system. Capacity. Stores up to 3 weeks of mail and packages using adjustable shelves. Aesthetics. Complements your home's decor with customizable panels. Durability. Built to last with thick cast aluminum construction. Installation available by Mr. Handyman. Visit our website for vendors near you. PostVault. Now, you've thought of everything.
And now we enter the next 3 months of the campaign. The second phase highlights products around the home that exemplify security, capacity, aesthetics, and durability. This phase speaks to consumers' logical reasoning by saying, if you've thought about all these attributes of your home, then why not think about a mailbox that is consistent with these attributes? Here's a television execution that highlights the functional qualities of a postal vault.
You thought about security. You thought about capacity. You thought about aesthetics. And you thought about durability. But you haven't thought about your mailbox. The PostVault Elite Series offers security, capacity, aesthetics, and durability. PostVault. Now you've thought of everything. Visit www.postalvault.com for vendors near you.
Now let's take a look at a Phase 2 print ad, which connects the products in the home to the attributes of a postal vault.
You thought about security. You thought about aesthetics. You thought about durability. You haven't thought about your mailbox.
And finally, it's time for the third phase of the Think campaign. This phase focuses on security and protection and makes that critical link between mail theft and identity theft. Now, even though this phase imparts a more serious tone, it's still going to praise our enthusiasts for paying meticulous attention to their home. And this is going to provide consistency with the earlier phases of the Think campaign. Now, in accordance with our research, these ads use low levels of fear in order to both stress the importance of mail security while at the same time striking that critical balance between the emotional and logical reasoning of enthusiasts in order to empower them without overwhelming them. So let's take a look at a TV spot that executes this balanced approach.
You thought about password protection. You thought about credit card fraud. You thought about insurance. And you thought about a shredder. But you haven't thought about your mailbox. Mail theft leads to identity theft. PostVault prevents mail theft. The PostVault Elite Series protects your mail while you're home and when you're gone. PostVault. Now you've thought of everything. Visit www.postalvault.com for vendors near you.
And now let's look at a Phase 3 print ad.
You thought about motion sensor lighting. You thought about a security system. You thought about door locks. You haven't thought about your mailbox. When it comes to security, you take every step. The final step is securing your mail.
Television commercials of all 3 phases will appear on local cable networks in the 10 target cities, including HGTV, TLC, and the Travel Channel. Print advertisements will appear on Print advertisements will appear in various national magazines, including AARP Magazine, Better Homes and Gardens, and Golf Digest, just to name a few. We also created a Spanish language print ad, which addresses the rapidly growing Hispanic segment of our target market and would appear in select Hispanic media vehicles.
But that was not the end of the road for our traditional media. Instead, we took our research to the next level using a unique ad testing procedure called ERICA, otherwise known as Eye Gaze Response Interface Computer Aid. See, we tested our ads against competitor ads in order to track the path of consumers' eye movement and their pupil dilation. And see, the series of tests did indeed show that the Think campaign ad layout was highly effective.
In fact, 84% of participants accurately remembered and described the Think campaign ad, and 78% stated that the Think ad was more memorable than the competitor ad.
As you might anticipate, we were pretty excited about how our traditional media tested. So we decided to apply our creative concept to a different type of customer.
Who is this different type of customer? Well, it's businesses, the next character in the Postal Vault story. We have identified 2 primary B2B targets: home improvement retailers and new home developers. We interviewed more than 20 professionals in these industries in order to understand their complex business processes. And we uncovered that just like enthusiasts, neither of these groups have thought about the potential value that Postal Vault could be adding to their business. And so first, let's discuss retailers. As of now, Postal Vault has virtually no shelf space in home improvement stores, and this limited availability is inhibiting Postal Vault from achieving maximum reach. Mailboxes are a hands-on purchase. They're a product that consumers really need to touch, see, and feel firsthand. The bottom line is that Postal Vault needs distribution in these stores, like Home Depot, Expo, and Lowe's, just to name a few. And so now let's turn our attention to our second B2B target.
In order to sustain long-term growth, it is critical that Postal Vault targets home developers. From a business standpoint, this group only cares about 3 factors when selecting a mailbox: aesthetics, price, and consumer demand. We created a B2B print ad which addresses the 3 factors in the bottom copy and follows the Phase 1 Think campaign formula. These B2B print ads will appear in such magazines as